Welcome back to another episode of the Best Dental Marketing Podcast. I'm Brad Newman, founder of Dentainment and author of Best Dental Marketing. Today we're talking specifically to dental practices that currently offer sleep apnea treatment or are thinking about adding it to their practice. And I truly believe this represents one of the biggest branding and marketing opportunities in dentistry today. Not because of Google, not because of SEO, but because of where search, branding, patient behavior, and artificial intelligence are headed. So today's episode is called Don't Snooze on the Sleep Apnea Marketing Opportunity. Let's dive in. One thing I've noticed over the years is that many dental practices treat sleep apnea as simply another service on their website. Maybe it gets one page, maybe two. It's listed alongside crowns, dental implants, Invisalign, and teeth whitening. But I think that's a mistake, because sleep apnea isn't simply another dental procedure. It's an entirely different patient journey, and it deserves a different way of thinking. Now, before I go any further, let me make something very clear. I am not someone who believes every dental service deserves its own website. In fact, I usually recommend exactly the opposite. One exceptional practice website, one authoritative brand, one digital home, cosmetic dentistry, family dentistry, emergency dentistry, crowns, veneers, Invisalign, root canals. Those services almost always belong within your primary practice website. Creating separate websites for everything usually creates unnecessary work, dilutes your authority, and rarely produces enough return to justify the effort. However, there are two major exceptions where I believe building a separate brand can make tremendous strategic sense: dental implants and sleep apnea. Patients searching for sleep apnea aren't looking for a prettier smile. They're not researching veneers. They're not comparing whitening systems. They're trying to solve a serious health problem. They're exhausted. They're snoring. Their spouse can't sleep. They're waking up gasping for air. Their physician suspects obstructive sleep apnea. They're worried about heart disease, high blood pressure, poor concentration, memory, or simply getting through the day without feeling exhausted. Many are desperately trying to avoid CPAP. This is an entirely different emotional journey. These patients aren't shopping. They're searching for answers. They're searching for hope. They're searching for someone who understands sleep. There's another reason I believe sleep deserves its own brand. It isn't just patients looking for experts. It's physicians, primary care physicians, cardiologists, pulmonologists, ENTs, sleep physicians. When they're referring patients, they're looking for confidence. They're looking for someone who appears dedicated to treating sleep-disordered breathing, not simply another general dental office. A dedicated sleep brand communicates focus, and focus builds trust. I think many practices are approaching sleep apnea from the wrong direction. Instead of asking, how do we add a sleep page to our website? I think the better question is, how do we become the most trusted sleep education resource in our community? That's a completely different mindset, and it changes everything. This is where descriptive domain names become incredibly interesting. Years ago, everyone debated whether exact match domains improved Google rankings. Personally, I think we're asking the wrong question today. The value isn't about ranking. The value is about clarity. Imagine these two websites, smithfamilydental.com or chicagosleepapnea.com. Which one immediately tells you exactly what it does? Which one instantly communicates expertise? Which one is easier to remember? The descriptive domain. Every single time. If you can secure a memorable domain name containing the word sleep, I believe it can become one of the most valuable digital assets your practice owns. Words matter, brands matter, recognition matters, whether it's sleepapneachicago.com, sleepcenterphoenix.com, bettersleepdallas.com, sleep solutions. Or another memorable variation, the word sleep immediately communicates your mission. Patients instantly understand your focus. AI instantly understands your topic. There is no guessing, only clarity. Now let's talk about AI. The future isn't simply about ranking anymore, it's about becoming the answer. Platforms like ChatGPT, Google AI Overview, Gemini, Claude, they're evaluating expertise, authority, educational value, consistency, digital reputation, trust. AI isn't looking for the website with the most keywords. It's looking for the source that consistently demonstrates expertise, educational articles, videos, reviews, patient experiences, physician mentions, topical consistency. Everything reinforces everything else. If you decide to build a dedicated sleep website, don't build another brochure. Build the best educational sleep resource in your market. Answer every question patients are asking. What causes sleep apnea? How dangerous is untreated sleep apnea? How does oral appliance therapy compare to CPAP? Will insurance help? How much does treatment cost? Can dentists really treat sleep apnea? What are the warning signs? How does sleep apnea affect heart health, blood pressure, memory, relationships? Every article, every FAQ, every physician interview, every patient story, every testimonial, every educational video adds another layer of authority. Eventually, you stop chasing rankings, you become the resource. Here's something I tell our clients all the time: authority compounds. Every article helps the next article. Every video strengthens the next video. Every patient story builds trust. Every review strengthens credibility. Every physician referral builds reputation. Every backlink supports the entire ecosystem. Eventually, you're no longer creating content, you're building an educational library. And educational libraries become incredibly difficult to compete against. Now let's take this one step further. Don't stop with the website, think bigger. Think about building one of the leading sleep brands in your community. Once your website launches, continue building around it. If your sleep program operates as a distinct, eligible business presence, establish its own Google business profile in accordance with Google's guidelines. Create a dedicated YouTube channel focused entirely on sleep health. I don't think of YouTube as social media anymore. I think of it as your second website. Publish educational videos answering questions like, why am I always tired? Can I avoid CPAP? How do oral appliances work? How do I know if I need a sleep study? What should I expect during treatment? Every video becomes another opportunity for patients to discover you, another opportunity for physicians to share your expertise, another opportunity for AI to understand your authority. Your website supports your videos. Your videos support your Google business profile. Your Google business profile earns reviews. Everything begins reinforcing everything else. That's how authority is built. Imagine collecting hundreds of reviews specifically discussing sleeping better, more energy, no longer snoring, avoiding CPAP, improved quality of life. Those reviews reinforce exactly what you want your brand to become known for. They're powerful for prospective patients. They're meaningful for physicians evaluating referral partners. And they're another important trust signal for AI. One lesson I've learned over the years is this: generalists are everywhere. Specialists are remembered. It's incredibly difficult to become known for 50 different things. It's much easier to become known for one. When someone in your community hears the words sleep apnea, what's the first practice that comes to mind? That's the position we're trying to create. Think like an investor. I've owned premium domain names for many years. One thing I've learned: great descriptive domains are digital real estate, just like waterfront property. There are only so many premium locations. Every year, another outstanding domain gets purchased, developed, or simply held as an investment. Unlike advertising, a great domain name is an asset you own, not one you rent. If I were expanding sleep apnea services today, one of my very first investments would be securing the strongest descriptive domain name I possibly could, because I believe its value will continue increasing for years to come. There's another reason I love the sleep apnea opportunity. These aren't one-time patients. Sleep therapy creates long-term relationships. Patients return for follow-up appointments, adjustments, replacement appliances, maintenance, and perhaps most importantly, they tell other people, their spouse, friends, coworkers, family members. Helping one person sleep better often leads to helping an entire network of people. That's incredibly rewarding for your patients and for your practice. Here's the way I think about all of this. Don't build a sleep apnea website because you want more traffic. Don't buy a descriptive domain because you think it'll magically improve rankings. Build it because you want to become the most trusted sleep education resource in your community. The traffic, the referrals, the physician relationships, the rankings, the AI visibility, those become the natural byproducts of earning trust. Before we wrap up, I'd like to start something new on this podcast. I'm calling it Brad's Prediction. Within the next 5 years, I believe the dental practices that become leaders in sleep apnea treatment will have a dedicated sleep brand, a memorable descriptive domain name, a comprehensive educational website, a dedicated YouTube channel, a strong collection of sleep-specific patient reviews, an eligible branded Google business profile where appropriate, relationships with local physicians, and a digital strategy designed specifically for AI search, not just traditional SEO. I also believe we'll look back and realize the practices that invested in becoming trusted educational brands, not simply dental offices offering another service, became the ones patients, physicians, and AI recommended first. The practices that begin building that foundation today will have a tremendous competitive advantage over those that wait, because in the years ahead, trust will become the most valuable currency on the internet. At Dentainment, we've always believed marketing isn't about chasing algorithms. It's about educating, building trust, creating authority, helping patients make informed decisions. Technology will continue to evolve. Search engines will continue to change. AI will continue to become smarter. But practices that consistently educate and genuinely help people will continue to stand out. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Best Dental Marketing Podcast. I'm Brad Newman, founder of Dentainment. Until next time, keep educating, keep innovating, keep building trust, and remember, don't snooze on the sleep apnea marketing opportunity, because the goal isn't simply to rank higher. The goal is to become the trusted answer that patients, physicians, and increasingly AI recommend first. I'll see you on the next episode of the Best Dental Marketing Podcast.